Yes, the day has come. Marouane Fellaini has left the club, but before we talk about that, welcome to Man United Talks. This is the Manchester United versus Leicester Premier League preview. If you do enjoy, drop a like and subscribe. So, Marouane Fellaini has left the building. He is now playing in China. I'm not going to try to pronounce the name of the team he's gone to, but honestly, at a time, probably a year ago, or even when Fellaini was just starting for this club, I would have prayed for this day to come. But Ole's come in and he's seen that he should have been a bit part player from Jump Street. He's not Man United quality, and I say that in the sense that he's better than Scott McTominay. He's better than a lot of Premier League players, but he's not the level of Manchester United. He's not the level we aspire to be at, and he has now been sold. I'm grateful for everything he offered to this club. He did well, man. He did well when we needed him, and other times he gave up penalties against Everton and yeah, we just won't talk about the bad times. Let's let it go and let's talk about this preview. So Manchester United come into this. As you see, we got one draw, blemish in Ole's record, but is it really a blemish? No. He's 9 unbeaten, which is the best start for any Premier League manager ever. 8 wins, 1 draw. That is absolutely magnificent. My guy. And now he's up for Manager of the Month, which honestly, if he doesn't get it, then that's kind of a joke because he's turned Manchester United around in ways that people couldn't imagine. And I'm happy. Like, I mean, he deserves it. Please tell me anyone else who, I haven't even seen who the other candidates are for the award, but there's no one else that deserves it more. And that might just sound biased, but it's not. It's just the truth. Like, it's the truth. We were 11 points off top 4. Mind you, I'm counting December as well, which, but still, January was a very good month for us, apart from the draw against Burnley. But, moving on. Let's talk about top performers. I mean, they're there. They haven't changed for the last 3 weeks. Martial, maybe if he played against Burnley, would have been in there. But everyone's played solid. I'm a bit worried about Andreas Pereira, as you saw. If you saw after I tweeted out after the Burnley game, he doesn't look up to it. And also, you could argue that it's Burnley, and the way they set up is to stunt players like him. And you could also say he's a player that you want to play against Burnley because they're going to sit back and he can play a killer pass. But he wasn't great. But what I will say is that I don't think he touched the ball enough. A lot of the times he got the ball, it was just not really. I don't want to make excuses for him, but I don't think he got the ball enough. I don't think Pogba got the ball enough in that game. I think a lot of the time it was between the center backs or it was Mata. And as much as I love Mata as a person, even as a footballer, he does not suit the fluid, forward, counter-attacking, aggressive, pressing football that we like to play. It's just not his way of playing. Now, if he was playing in a number 10 role and we had the likes of Lingard out wide and Martial on the left or whatever you want to do, maybe we could get away with that, but that's not what we're doing, so it doesn't work out. But as for the squad, Rojo is still not fit and Martial is touch and go. I believe personally he will be back, but I have him as a doubt because he's not fully injured, but he's also, no one knows. We don't know, so we'll see what happens. Before we talk about Leicester, let's get into my lineup, and let's talk about, let's talk about it. This is what I've gone with. This is a strong team. I would rather have Delo than Young, but just being a bit realistic, which is kind of frustrating at times, Ashley Young, something about him. There's something about him, just like Fellaini, and I don't know what it is. I just don't know what it is. I say that in jest. Obviously, he's a leader and he's a great pitch general to have, to receive instructions and give to the young players. He is that guy for us right now. So got to respect him for that. But, Delo is just better. It's just the top and bottom of it. Ashley Young had 11 crosses against Burnley, and none of them were successful. That is terrible. That is the worst thing that I have ever seen. I mean, I could have made a successful cross. That's not saying much, though. It's not saying much. I don't even know what I meant by that, but we'll move on. This lineup right here is apart from maybe Delo, it's the best thing we can offer right now. Because Lukaku, I heard someone tweet about him not fitting in, and I don't know if that's necessarily the case. I don't think we play to Lukaku's strengths either, and I know he doesn't help himself because with Rashford, you get those runs in behind, and Lukaku did that for Everton. He was never a hold-up play striker. His hold-up play, is okay. Not his best attribute, but excuse me, he can do it if called upon. Now, his best attributes at Everton were the fact that he ran in behind and he was unstoppable. He still is unstoppable when he wants to be. And I didn't think he had a particularly bad game against Burnley, if I'm going to be honest with you. He maybe could have had a goal or two. No, not two. And Rashford, it doesn't help that Rashford is gets so comfortable down the middle that him on the left just looks like a joke. It doesn't make sense. Don't do it. Also the thing you get with Martial and Rashford is the fluidity, excuse me, of Rashford being able to move out to the left wing but not stay there. Like when he scored against, who did we play? Who was the last game before? Forgive me. I am such a noob. Okay. We played Arsenal. Yeah. Was it Arsenal? Was it Brighton? I don't know. Anyway, you know that what I'm talking about, the goal where I want to say it was Arsenal. Yeah, it was. The movement between Martial and Rashford, where Martial cut inside, Rashford drifted over to the left. That's the type of movement you won't get with Lukaku. He's not going to drift over to the left. If anything, he's going to drift out to the right, and that will Rashford will suffer because of that. So it's tough. It is tough. Lukaku is still quality. I'm not going to down him. People fire shots at him as soon as he makes an incomplete pass. Like, you got to be smart with these things. You can't just rant about someone as soon as they do one thing wrong. Lukaku's all-around game is great, but it's just not working at the moment. It didn't help also that Herrera didn't play and Lingard didn't play, or didn't start, I should say, which is a big help to Lukaku. You got that movement around him. He needs that movement around him. At Everton, he had the likes of Ross Barkley, Deulofeu, giving him movement. So, you got to think about these other things. Excuse me. Yeah, that's my lineup, and let's talk a bit about Everton. Let's talk a bit about these scouts. I said Everton? I meant to say Leicester. Wow. Okay, I'm off it. Leicester. I mean, in the last 6, they beat City. So fair play. And I think they just drew to Liverpool. Yeah, they did just draw to Liverpool 1-1. What am I saying? I watched that game. Fair enough. And now you can lose to us. Do us that favor. You beat City. You draw to Liverpool. Lose to us. You will be our favorite team in football. Just know. Although, we still don't forgive you for breaking Van Nistelrooy's record and beating us 5-2, or was it 5? It was 5-3. Leicester and us have a very complicated relationship. It's not ideal, but they've made up for it a bit. And if they lose to us, I'll accept that. I'll accept it, and we can move on. But as for them, they're where Leicester you'd expect them to be. They sold Mahrez, Conte, obviously, and they sit in 11th, which is just about right in my opinion. Top performers, I got Maguire, Vardy, and Chilwell. That's my personal opinion. Chilwell coming in with a couple assists and goals in recent weeks. Maguire obviously scored against Liverpool, and he's one of their more consistent performers. And I just, we were linked to getting him. I never wanted that move to happen. He is a solid big man who is physical and all that stuff, but it doesn't fit. Maybe it'll fit Jose's profile, but for United, you look at the likes of Nemanja Vidic, Rio Ferdinand, Stamp, go even more modern, Johnny Evans. We're scraping the bottom of the barrel there. Fergie got the best. He squeezed every inkling. Okay, pause. He squeezed everything out of what wasn't the best that we had available. So, yeah, I don't think Maguire fits United's profile at the moment. And then obviously injury right there. Amartey doesn't really make a difference. Ricardo Pereira has been playing right wing for them, but he is a right back by trade. Yeah, okay. He was a right back at Porto. He is solid, and it's going to be a lot of fun to see if Martial or Rashford are running at him, or maybe even Sanchez. I don't know. We'll see. We will see what happens. I like the fact that Sanchez isn't being thrown back right into the 11 though. It's fair enough because Martial was performing exceptional. Still is, I think. I think he'll come back playing the same high level. and Lingard's doing bits out on the right wing. Also, you got the 4-1-2-1-2 that we've been deploying, or the 4-2-2-2, however you want to look at it. Um, with Matic sitting in the pivot, and then Herrera and Pogba as the two, and then Lingard sitting in behind Lukaku and Martial, or Martial and Rashford, that was what it was against Spurs. Hey man, I'm looking forward to this. I'm not sure what I predict for this game, to be honest, because I think we got stunted a bit. We got a bit of a shell shock at home against Burnley. Wasn't ideal. But I think we need to react quick, and I think we will react quick. And I'm going to say we win 3-1. I'm going to say we win 3-1. I love a clean sheet. I would love a clean sheet. But, with the likes of Vardy creeping in behind, and then Maguire as a set-piece threat, anything's possible. But I'm going to say 3-1. Rashford's going to score again. Pogba's going to get another goal contribution, whether it's a goal or an assist. And hopefully Lukaku scores, because I want him to be in top form. I love that guy. And I saw someone tweet out that, it might be his time to move on, which, it's sad to hear that, but it might be true, because he's not suiting Ole's style right now. But I hope he does come good under Ole. Saying that, he does have 2 goals in a couple starts. He came off the bench and got a couple goals, but we'll see what happens. That's about it. This has been my preview. If you did enjoy, please drop a like and subscribe. I appreciate you all. This has been Man United Talks, the Leicester City preview. I'm out of here. Deuces.